Most men believe they'll know a woman is in love because she'll eventually say the words. They imagine a dramatic confession, a perfect romantic moment, or some obvious declaration of affection. But real emotional attachment usually doesn't happen that way. More often, love reveals itself through small, consistent changes in behavior. As trust grows, a woman begins sharing parts of herself that she keeps hidden from most people. These moments aren't guaranteed proof of love. Every person is different. But when several of them appear together over time, they often reflect a deep emotional connection. Let's explore 8 subtle signs that can reveal far more than words ever could. 1. She lets you see her vulnerable side. Everyone has emotional walls, especially after experiencing disappointment or heartbreak. In the early stages of dating, most people naturally protect themselves. But when a woman begins talking about painful experiences, childhood memories that shaped her, or moments that still affect her today, she's doing something significant. She's allowing you to see the parts of her life that aren't polished or easy to discuss. The important thing isn't finding the perfect advice. Often, the most meaningful response is simply listening with empathy and without judgment. Feeling emotionally safe is one of the strongest foundations of a lasting relationship. 2. She stops trying to be perfect. At first, people usually want to make the best impression possible. They choose their words carefully, hide their flaws, and worry about how they're perceived. As genuine trust develops, that pressure starts to disappear. She becomes comfortable being herself. Maybe she laughs at her own mistakes, wears comfortable clothes around you, or admits when she's having a bad day instead of pretending everything is fine. That shift shows she values authenticity more than appearances. She no longer feels the need to perform because she believes you'll appreciate the real person behind the image. 3. She includes you in her future. Listen carefully to the way she talks about tomorrow. Instead of saying, "I might travel next year," she starts saying, "We should visit that place someday." She talks about future holidays, concerts, family events, or even simple weekend plans that naturally include you. These conversations don't necessarily mean wedding bells are around the corner. They simply show that, in her mind, you're becoming part of the life she's imagining for herself. People rarely make long-term mental space for someone unless they genuinely expect that person to remain important. 4. Comfortable silence doesn't feel awkward. Many people think a great relationship means talking nonstop. In reality, emotional closeness often creates the opposite. When two people trust each other deeply, silence no longer feels uncomfortable. They can sit together during a long drive, watch a sunset, read separate books, or simply enjoy each other's company without constantly filling every quiet moment. Comfortable silence is often a sign that neither person feels pressured to entertain the other. They simply enjoy being together. That kind of peace is difficult to fake. 5. She shares her insecurities. Confidence doesn't mean someone never has doubts. Nearly everyone has insecurities, whether they're about appearance, career, family, or personal abilities. When a woman tells you about those fears, she's trusting you with information that many people never hear. Maybe she worries she isn't attractive enough. Maybe she doubts her career. Maybe she feels anxious about disappointing people. These conversations require courage because rejection hurts even more when someone has already revealed their vulnerabilities. Responding with kindness and understanding strengthens trust far more than offering quick solutions. 6. She shows you her unfiltered personality. Everyone has little habits they don't immediately reveal. Maybe she sings loudly while cleaning. Maybe she loves cheesy movies. Maybe she has strange food combinations or talks to her pets like they're family members. These details might seem small, but they're meaningful. When someone stops editing their personality around you, it usually means they believe they'll be accepted rather than judged. That's one of the clearest signs emotional safety is growing. Love isn't just about admiring someone's best qualities. It's also about feeling comfortable enough to reveal the wonderfully imperfect parts of yourself. 7. She is honest about difficult parts of her life. Real relationships eventually move beyond fun dates and exciting conversations. They become practical. Money, career uncertainty, family challenges, Personal goals and past disappointments all become part of the conversation. When a woman openly discusses these subjects, she's showing that she trusts you with the reality of her life, not just the highlights. She's allowing you to understand both her strengths and her struggles. That level of honesty usually reflects a relationship she hopes will continue growing rather than staying superficial. 8. She isn't afraid to admit you're important. Perhaps the strongest sign isn't grand romance, it's emotional honesty. At some point, she may admit that she values the relationship deeply. She might say she appreciates your consistency, worries when the two of you are distant, or simply tells you that your presence makes her feel calmer. These moments aren't about dependency, they're about emotional investment. Allowing another person to know they matter creates vulnerability because every meaningful relationship carries the possibility of loss. When someone willingly takes that emotional risk, it often reflects genuine trust and affection. Final thoughts. No single behavior can prove that someone is in love. People express affection differently based on their personality, culture, and life experiences. That's why it's important to look for consistent patterns rather than one isolated sign. Healthy love is rarely loud. It's built through trust, through honesty, through emotional safety, through showing up consistently, even on ordinary days. If you notice several of these signs appearing naturally over time, don't focus on searching for a perfect label. Instead, appreciate the trust that's growing between you, because the strongest relationships aren't built on dramatic moments. They're built on countless small decisions to be open, honest, and fully seen by one another. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who enjoys learning about relationships and human psychology. And if you'd like to continue exploring the psychology of attraction, trust, and emotional connection, check out our next video. You might discover another insight that changes the way you see relationships forever.